everybody. Before proceeding to the analysis of the grades, wait, a grade? Isn't that a degree? Like, this literally breaks their whole system down, but it's coded, so you gotta figure it out. See, that's why I suggest when you get into these books of all these idiots stuff that they think is secret and nobody will figure it out, read this book. It's called The Code. It'll help you read between the lines. And ceremonies that we're supposed to confer them, it has been thought advisable to consider the nature of initiation itself. Oh, wait, is that why I'm laughing in your face? Because you think you're initiating me when I'm just, all you're doing is feeding me stuff to expose you and make you look like the worthless little bitches you are because I want nothing to do with you and never will? Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? Which was the avowed function and purpose of the order. What exactly is initiation? Those of us who have read some of the neo-occult and pseudo-theophysical literature will also have heard the word initiation just too often to feel wholly at ease. Lesser initiation and greater initiations have been written of at some length, but the entire subject was surrounded with the vague air of mystery, that halo of sanctity and ambiguity whose only excuse can be ignorance on the part of writers thereof. Okay, so the halo, like, you understand that gives it away, right? The halo. See the halo over the triangle? Yeah, that's what that's a reference to. Where did I leave off at? There you go. The degree, 33rd degree Freemason, right? Of fantasy and attenuated sentimentality, which has obtained expression from the sources, plus a real lack of knowledge as to the objects of these degrees and mysteries, act as a constant source of irritation, particularly when we remember that they were issues to satisfy people spiritually hungry and yearning with an indescribable hunger, but a few crumbs of divine wisdom. Yeah, that's how it works. They're not initiating you, they're breadcrumbing you to keep you trapped in a cycle. See? That's why the symbol on Code Magica, chasing its tail, never getting anywhere. The Alcoholics Anonymous symbol, you're triangulated by so-called masters, you and 33rd degree Freemason so-called grandmasters triangulate you to keep you in this Codex Magica circle cycle. Dumb fucks. Learned dissertations have been published describing in great detail the folk customs of Australian Aborigines and Polynesian and other primitive peoples. All the same habits and unfamiliar rites. Rights, huh? Of these tribes are pardoned before our gaze. From their hour of birth through the vicissitudes, excuse me on that, of their emotional life to the moment of death and intermittent. We are asked to accept that these are initiations. Yeah, that's how you program people. You program people saying this is an initiation. It's for your better good. And I just laugh and say, go fuck yourself. The sole important attachment to the word initiation is the connection, is that the formal acceptance of a boy at puberty, for example, into the communal life of his people. Wait, is that why they say acceptance is key? Like, you understand, I've been calling this shit out my whole life. That's why my family says I'm incapable to do shit. I'm not mentally stable. Because I see through your bullshit my whole life, been calling it out, and I don't give a fuck. Moreover, Janie Harrison, Sir J.G. Fraser, and a host of other excellent scholars have provided us with the wealth of anthropological data as far as the Greeks and Romans and other they are concerned. Some knowledge of their religious rites and observances is displayed. The daily habits of the people are currently noted and recorded in many a tome. They also describe through more haltingly and with a rather less confidence the circumstances surrounding an ancient mystery cult. The symbolism of these mysteries, religions, wars we see in certain aspects uniform. Uniform. That's why the Alcoholics Anonymous coin says unity. Uniform. That's why the Illuminati contract has a section that says unification, right? Uniform. Program little bitches, running the system where a puppet master controls it. You get it, right? Oh, we're drama of redemption. See, it's all bullshit. Plans of salvation and ways of purgation. Degrees of initiation, baptism by water, a mythical meal for the privileged, dramatic plays depicting the life and death of some god or other. These are the familiar incidents in the cults described by our scholars. But the obvious question arises, what spiritual value have such things for us? Do they help our own interior development so that we may solve our personal problems and handle more satisfactorily the rather difficult process of living today? And is this sort of thing what the adepts of old implied by initiation? And if this all there it is to be, why should so many moderns have to been so curiously perturbed and exalted by it all? Because it's a bullshit control system. Some other meanings must be Latin heron. Some other purpose of the rite may have been understood by their original observers, whereby they were spiritually assisted and aided not only to deal adequately with life, but to further the conquest of manifestation of their own latent spiritual nature. Huh. Yeah, that's like I broke down. Being initiated into a 12-step spiritual program, because that is the first step to becoming a Freemason. You have to go through your initiation phase. But what happens when somebody like me has already been way past all that bullshit for years? Sits back and laughs and says, fuck this shit. Like, it's literally dumbing myself down to go through your bullshit. I don't care. But do your thing. Hey, people want it, they can do it. I don't care. That's their fucking choice. I don't run their life, and you motherfuckers don't run mine. Enjoy your day, everybody. Remember, choose well. You can set boundaries and say, fuck you. I'm better than that shit. All you're doing with your initiation bullshit is showing the whole fucking world you're a loser, bitch. That is nothing without followers. That's how it works, right?